Good morning, happy Wednesday. Special good morning to Pete, who's here bright and early. First one in the chat, which is very exciting. Addie, I don't know why, but she just ran away as soon as I said good morning. I think she's off to find you a toy, OMG Pete. Are you getting him a toy? Oh no, nope, she's coming back empty-handed. Addie is super energetic this morning. Okay, down you get. Time to get down. She says hi. She's getting so confident, jumping up on the counter all the time. OMG Pete says hi. Okay. It's like a cue now every time I say hi. You might notice, or hugs, you might notice we have another camera angle, which I'm very excited about. It's a top-down situation with a ring light. So we might get some good lighting as well without too many shadows. We've got a bowl here, and I've also got a waffle iron just a little bit over. We've got a new tripod, which is very exciting. I can even swivel it. Yeah. So we've got our waffle iron, we've got some bowls. I have laid out most of the things. Today we're making some sweet potato waffles, which I've made once before. I made them for Christmas. I made them in bulk because we thought we were going to do a big Christmas get together with Josh's family and my family, because they actually haven't met before, which is really strange because we've been together for 10 years. But then the pandemic reared its head and then we didn't end up doing it. So loved the sweet potato waffles that I had, but it has been 6 months, so I think now has been enough time because we ate so many sweet potato waffles. So many, because we had to eat them all ourselves, but they do freeze extremely well. So I'm not sure how many we'll make today, not as many as Christmas time, that's for sure. And we're making ours sweet today, whereas I made them savory for Christmas. And plus, did I say that right? I wouldn't be able to tell you. I have no idea. I have no idea. Apologies. Maybe Josh knows more. That's right. Josh says that's right. Cool. So I did get a bit of a head start. I've got out our dry ingredients. So we've got self-raising flour, salt, sugar, and corn flour. So they're all our dry ingredients, and then our wet ingredients, we have got the biggest sweet potato I have ever seen in my entire life. I'll pull it out for you so you can see. I made a bit of a head start because it is that big, and we're cooking it in the microwave today because that's going to cut down the cooking time by about an hour and a half for this size sweet potato. Miss Empress, when you have all ingredients ready. I feel like that's probably something I should know, but I know it now. You're a fountain of knowledge, Pete. Thank you. Yes, most of the ingredients ready. Our wet ones, we also have almond milk, but you can use any kind of milk you want. It's just we have that one open in the fridge and have to use it up soon. Butter, and then what else did we need? I'll just check. I think that was, eggs. And eggs. Which for Christmas I made it without eggs, by the way. I just used way more sweet potato. You know what? We did get out our eggs, so I just put it in the dry ingredient pile. I'm still waking up, so it's gonna take a little bit for me to get with it. Cool. So our sweet potato. It's the big one, look how big this is. Look at it in proportion to my head. Not that I have an overly large head, but it's huge. It's massive, that plate's getting a little toasty, so we'll just check. I've put this sweet potato on for about 15 minutes. I stabbed it with a fork first, put it straight in the microwave, because we just really want the flesh today. So that's what we're doing. Do you use bottled syrup or original syrup in plastic? Bottled tastes yummy. We have quite a few different syrups strewn across the kitchen. I think we've got some in glass bottles, we've got some in like plastic bottles. We will be making like a berry compote, is that what it's called? Where you kind of cook them in a saucepan. We've got some maple syrup, and I'm really feeling like maple syrup because last night Josh and I went out and got burgers and they were incredible, and for the first time ever I had maple bacon which was so good, and that was on the burger. So I forgot how much I loved maple, so I thought let's make ours sweet today, change it up from Christmas time when they were savory. So we didn't add sugar in, and that's the only way you make it sweeter, is basically you put in sugar, and if you want it savory you just don't put in the sugar. The bear, hi, good morning, how are you going? We're making, that sounded very Australian. I think that's the most Australian I've ever sounded. How are you going? We're making some sweet potato waffles today with this giant sweet potato. We also have another one behind me, which is almost as big. Look how huge that is. There's my head, there's a sweet potato. Crazy. Fruit syrup is great homemade. Oh, yes. Yes, it is. My dad used to make, what was it, like pears and syrupiness. My mum loves pears. Doing well, thank you. Hiya, OMG Pete. And yeah, it's massive. We should weigh it. Shouldn't we weigh it? I'll quickly see how much it actually weighs. It barely even fits. Oh, yep, it's over. It's 1,064 grams. That's ridiculous. It was funny because we were in the aisle and there were only giant sweet potatoes, and there was a little old lady standing next to us, and I pulled one out and I was like, oh, that's really heavy. And then she giggled and she's like, yeah, that's huge. That's huge. And then we just stood there and stared at the sweet potatoes for, I don't know, a couple more seconds than I would usually. And I did read that sweet potato season is winter, so that makes sense because it's winter here. So let's check how our sweet potato's going. As long as it's squishy, then we know it will be easy to scoop out the flesh. So I think that's what we're gonna do now. It's very hot. So I put it in for about 15 minutes. Make sure you stab it beforehand. And you can also make this with just regular potatoes, by the way. If you don't really have sweet potatoes where you are. I feel like I'm niching down into sweet potatoes is my jam, because I feel like I eat sweet potatoes every day. Every day. They're excellent. I was looking at the difference also between regular potatoes and sweet potatoes. Apparently, sweet potatoes are lower in carbs, but they have more, like they're more nutritionally dense. They have more vitamin A and vitamin C than regular sweet potatoes. Regular potatoes. So sweet potatoes winning there, but regular white potatoes have more protein, slightly more protein. And what else did they have? I don't know, but for me, the winner was sweet potatoes, and also they are cheaper at the moment, which is weird. Hi, Addie. Addie loves sweet potato. She's right here. You can see the tail just there. Absolute unit of a potato. Yes, it is. Sweet potatoes are excellent. They're probably my favorite food. I think of all time, sweet potatoes are just so versatile. You can make them sweet or savory. I also have a recipe for sweet potato brownies, and you can't even taste the sweet potato, which, yeah, it's so versatile like that. If you add in heaps of like cocoa powder, then I feel like that always drowns out most tastes. Okay, we are getting out as much of the flesh as we can. And this recipe only calls for half a cup of sweet potato. I think from eyeballing it, we're gonna have maybe 2.5. So maybe we'll end up making the sweet potato brownies. I'm sure Josh's face just lit up in the next room, because I wasn't really planning on it, but if we're gonna have this much sweet potato, then maybe we will. We'll see how we go for time. Oh, it's hot. It's very, very hot. I should probably use some tongs. Hi, Addie. Excuse me. There have been a few times where I've pulled out these drawers and she's been sitting right here and it has smacked her in the face. Okay. Oh, it's just such a big sweet potato. It's hard to manage. Maybe we can just grab the skin and it can roll. Yep, it's happening. Okay, I'm gonna scrape off as much as we can. And I'll keep these skins as well. I'll just roast them in the oven in a little bit. Everyone's having a lovely Wednesday. Josh and I had the best Tuesday. Obviously, because we went out and we got burgers, which was very unusual for a Tuesday. It's not something we usually do, going out for dinner. It was great. We got a cheeseburger. It was called Classic New Yorker, I think it was, the one that I got, with the maple bacon burger, and then we got loaded fries. And it just felt so indulgent for a Tuesday. But I felt like we deserved it because we were out working in the rain all of yesterday and it was cold and windy, and yeah, we finished up and it was getting dark and we got in the shower, which is, it's so strange how dark it's getting lately. So it felt strange having a shower at like 6 p.m. and then we went out for dinner. So that was a lovely Tuesday. Oh, and we're doing lots of yard work. That's why we were out in the rain. We did unspeakable things to our easement. We filled it with so much dirt and weeds from the front yard. But that's fine. It meant that because we've got an easement near in our yard, which we've just sectioned off. It's kind of like a pit. It's a stormwater easement, so we can't build anything over it, and we can only put 1 meter of fill over it. Just grabbed a tail and spun away. Yes, so we were looking at dumping costs for all the weeds in the soil and like all the rubbish that our builders had left over from constructing our house, which they just buried stuff in our yard, which is really annoying because I guess they didn't want to pay for dumping fees. But yeah, to dump soil is very expensive. It was going to be like $500 for a little mini skip bin. OMG, Pete redeemed some of the puppy. Hey Addie, you've been summoned. Look at her, she just gets up and then walks across. Hi, yeah, I know sweet potato, don't you like it? We got the best photo of her the other day. I didn't even realize when we were making the chorizo pasta how close her tongue got. She must have actually licked the pasta. You've been summoned by OMG Pete. Love Addie. Yeah, me too. She's grabbing onto my hands. I know, you just licked. Yep, they taste like sweet potato, don't they? Thanks for using your channel points. Now, if I was making this for more people than just Josh and myself and Addie, then I would definitely wash my hands after she just licked them. But actually, you know what? We're gonna do that anyway. We're gonna wash our hands. Just so then we can know everything's liquid in the freezer. I know, you've already had your breakfast though, Addie. I think Addie wants second breakfast, like a little hobbit. She wants second breakfast consisting of sweet potato. I'm not used to having a second camera. Usually I just throw stuff to the side there, but not today. I probably should just be using that second camera so you can see top down what I'm doing. Let's do that. Let's move over to the second camera. This is exciting. Okay, and you can just watch me smush it. This is why we just stick it in the microwave and cook the heck out of it. Because then, look how easily that smushes. It takes all the hard work out of it. I looked at a few different recipes. Oh, I got some skin there. A few different recipes online for sweet potato waffles, just to, I don't know, look at my own and see what their quantities were. I just have a whole bunch of recipes written down in my Google Keep app. I just wanted to, yeah, I like looking at people's quantities of like flour to sweet potato ratio and almond milk and things like that. And I forgot where I was going with that. I was looking at a bunch of recipes. Oh yes, and there was one recipe online that I came across, and it said to cook half a cup of sweet potato in the oven. So like peel it, like, I don't know, it just had very strange steps. It was like wash the sweet potato and then peel the sweet potato and then cube it and then put it in the oven for like over an hour, which that seems like a lot of work and a lot of energy for just half a cup of sweet potato, which, by the way, I definitely think we've got more than half a cup here. Definitely think we do. And then 11sies, yes. Addie is our little hobbit. Aren't you, Addie? Okay, I think that's just sufficiently smushed that it barely took any effort. And gone are the days where I'll just like cube a sweet potato and then cook it in hot water, because I feel like it takes a very long time to cook. I'll put it in the oven though, that's easy, like set it and forget it. Right, we'll put skins in a Tupperware container. So then next time we have the oven on, which I'm sure will be later tonight, I will just throw these sweet potato skins in after tossing them with some olive oil, salt, pepper and rosemary. That's the go-to. Whoops. It's Rick Samurai, hi! How you doing? Happy Wednesday. We're making some sweet potato waffles. I'm just gonna chill on the floor, hoping that I drop something, Addie. I think we'll definitely have some left over for Addie. So let's have a look at my notes app. So half a cup of mashed sweet potato. I think we might just double everything. Let's just double everything. Got our bowl. Just move our waffle iron for now. since we're doubling everything, we're gonna have a cup of, I've actually got the recipe on my notes here, and I have sweet potato waffles, and then right below it, sweet potato brownies. So let's hope I don't accidentally start reading from the next one. So half a cup. So we're doing a cup. I think we're going to be spot on with our prediction of how much sweet potato we have. You know what? I should have taken a photo of how big that was. Then we could have done a guess how much it weighs, a bit like a baby. I feel like a cup doesn't seem like much at all. And that's doubling the recipe. If we double the recipe, we'll need 6 eggs though, so I might just check that we actually have 6 eggs. It feels like we do, yes. We definitely have, we have 11 eggs, that's weird. Why do we have 11 eggs? Josh, did you eat an egg?
No, I haven't.
Did we buy 11 eggs in a 12 package?
We might have to use it for like an egg wash.
Oh, yeah, egg wash. We must have used one. It's just we never used just one random egg, so I was very confused. I thought maybe someone had stolen like one egg out of there at the store. Okay, there's our sweet potato. It's good there's like no lumps in it. That was a gross noise. That was not a nice noise. It's a ridiculous amount of sweet potato left. And that's a big plate. I actually use a lot of mashed sweet potato like this for size, so I just freeze them in little, like, stretch. Yes. Thank you for that. I use them for sides and just put them in little portions and then put them in the freezer. I'm actually kind of sore because I slept on my neck weird again. I think I might need a new pillow. It's not as sore as the other night though, where I could not turn to my right, I think it was. Alrighty, so 3 eggs, that means we're gonna need 6 eggs. I used to have plastic bowls. I found cracking eggs was too difficult, so now I just use glass ones. No eggshell yet. There we go. That is 6 eggs. I keep looking for that tea towel. It's not where I usually put it. Lovely noise. You know what would have been easier if we whisked the eggs first. These waffles will look so scrumptious is emphasis on will, because this does not look overly appetizing. Yes, I hope they will. But yeah, I think next time I'll just beat the eggs first and then put the sweet potato in. I think that'll just be a little easier. I think that's a good general rule anyway, if you have eggs, is beat them first before you put them in with other things. Alright, what else? We have 1.5 cups of almond milk, so doubling it, so we'll have 3. Oh, will we have enough? Oh, we're so close. There's like, we have like the bubbles left. Yeah, they always turn out great. Yeah. Well, I've only made them once before, so hopefully they do. And then butter. So that's our 4 wet ingredients. Wasn't it? Was it 4? Yeah, sweet potato, eggs, almond milk, and butter. And it'll be 4 tablespoons of melted butter. And this butter has been sitting in the back of the fridge for quite some time. I think that's about a tablespoon. I'm just guessing with the butter. I feel like it's something I never really measure out. Yeah, I think that should be fine. And let's maybe move on to our dry ingredients in a different bowl. That's always a good rule. Let's do all the wet ingredients separate from the dry ones. 1 cup of flour, so we'll do 2. Just realised you cannot see what I'm doing at all from there. It's good, it gives the sweet potato time to cool down so we don't heat up everything in the freezer when we put it in. Whoops. Yeah, that about equaled out. Use the basic Aunt Virginia pancake waffle mix brand. Never tried it from scratch. Oh, wow, I've never tried it from a mix. Is it good? Is that a good one that you'd recommend? We got some really good recommendations last stream for like gluten-free brands, which is good because not something I really have, dabbled in too much, the gluten-free recipes. And we had a bit of a dud with some gluten-free flour that I was using. So then we got some good recommendations in chat, so it's always, I always like asking people. So then I can learn, so then I can know next time I go to the store. It's good, but there are many brands. Good to know. I guess that, yeah, it definitely would save a lot of time. And it's good having those mixes as well. I have brownie mix in the pantry. I just about always have brownie mix in the pantry. One that you literally just add water and eggs to. What else? Oh, I think maybe I have pancake mix, gluten-free pancake mix, just in case. I don't know, someone who can only eat things that aren't gluten comes over. But I haven't used it yet, so it's just sitting in the pantry. That needs to be melted a bit more. You always look for scraps as soon as I leave the general area, don't you, Addie? I'd rather have it from scratch. Everything tastes better from scratch. Yeah, I'd have to agree with that. Although there is a really good pancake mix that I've had before. And I can't even remember the brand, but it was amazing. I really, really liked it. I didn't know if I could. I've made some bad batches of pancakes when I've just been a little too creative and gotten a little too weird with the ingredients, where I've thought, nah, the mix pre-made one tasted a bit better. There's our melted butter, by the way. It smells pretty good. Butter and sweet potato. That's a good combination. Now you're gonna drop in if I leave you the spoon. Nope. All good. I'm gonna try and get a little more on the dishes today, so instead of just piling them up in the sink, I might just leave the dishwasher open, so when I've done with the dish I can just put it in the dishwasher. Butter. Butter. What a lot of patterns this butter has made. It's like every time I stir it, there's weird new patterns that settle. Oh, what I do love watching is on YouTube, like acrylic pour videos, where people get like a whole bunch of runny paint and different colors and they just pour it. They just pour it and then like blow it around with like a hairdryer. This kind of reminds me of that, like different patterns, depending on like how you pour it and swirl it. And it kind of separates and bubbles in different sections. So if you haven't checked out acrylic pour videos on YouTube, I would recommend. What else? So that's all of our wet ingredients, which was the sweet potato, the eggs, the milk and the butter. Now we've done our flour. We definitely did 2 cups because this is a half cup. Well, that's a lot of liquid. It's making me a little nervous. Because this is slightly tweaked from when I just created it last time, where I just got creative and made as much as I wanted with whatever I had, which was too many sweet potatoes. Oh, cornmeal. So we don't actually have cornmeal, and I'm not even entirely sure what it is, but we need 4 tablespoons of it. But we have corn flour, so I feel like that should be pretty similar. I should have googled beforehand if it's the same thing, but oh well, it's a powder. As long as we do the same-ish quantity, then our batter won't be too runny. Addie has been obsessed with checking out the pantry lately. You can just hear it sniffing very loudly. Something smells good in there, Addie. 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. So 4, right, double it. And last time I didn't use any sugar. One, 2, 3, and 4. I feel like I never use brown sugar, so I was surprised that we actually had it in the pantry. Probably from, what did I make with brown sugar last time? Cookies? I think I made cookies. Oh, did the second camera freeze? Did it? There's my hand. I haven't touched it in a while.
Oh, no, that's a present.
Okay, cool. Good reminder for me to stir it. But no, I don't think it froze. I hope not. I think Josh said it was okay. It's all good. Excellent. So we've got the flour. We've got the corn flour, not meal. 4 tablespoons. You know what? That was supposed to be teaspoons. Oh no. Yep, I'm reading that right. Teaspoons. Dang it. Well, that was supposed to be 2 teaspoons of brown sugar. So we're gonna have to just scoop a little out, maybe from just the top, so we don't get any flour in. Whoops. You could just have very, very, oh well, we scrape some off. The rest I feel like is just, it's a lost cause. These are gonna be really sweet potatoes. And then half a teaspoon of salt. I think sugar, I'm fine with doing extra, probably not salt. Salt we will just be doing, yeah, 1 full teaspoon. And I don't want to, I think it's because I didn't want to have to use another teaspoon that I just thought I'll just use a tablespoon. And then I got carried away. That's about a teaspoon. And that's all our dry ingredients. So it's 4 wet ingredients and 4 dry ingredients, which makes it easy. I'm assuming I didn't leave anything out. No, so we've got the flour, the corn meal, the salt, and the sugar. I feel like brown sugar is difficult to mix into things, but we'll, whoops. Yeah, when a cheap webcam is more reliable than a GoPro. Yes, we're using my old webcam, and it seems to be working really well. Much better than the GoPro already. And I might just turn on the waffle iron now to get that heated up, because then we'll spritz on some olive oil. Although maybe we should use coconut oil, because yeah, I think we might use some coconut oil because we are making very sweet potato waffles. So it might be nice to use coconut oil instead of the regular olive oil that I always use. I used olive oil with the sweet potato waffles that I made for Christmas, but they were savory. And I feel like olive oil goes quite well with savory. There's brown sugar though. I think it's been in the pantry for quite some time and it survived. Well, actually, I don't really know if it survived overly well the moving house. When Josh and I moved from our old place into our now home, we packaged up everything from the pantry that was ours. And some things made it, some things did not, some things leaked. I feel like this is that very brown sugar that we had. Okay. And it's time to combine them. Might just roll up my sleeves because I feel like this could get messy. Hi! She's got the happiest tail. Wonder if I can, no, I won't test it. I'm gonna see if I can move the webcam so then you can see her because she's, oh, well, you can see her now anyway. No one even used to summon the puppy, Addie. There you go. I know it smells good. I'm almost wondering if I should add in some vanilla essence. I've been doing that heaps lately. I've been having oatmeal for breakfast. Didn't have it this morning because I rolled out of bed and then had a protein bar for breakfast. But I've been making oatmeal recently and I've been putting in vanilla essence every time and it's been great. So since we are gonna lean into the sweet, I might just put some vanilla essence. It's Cookie, hi! How are you going? We're making some sweet potato waffles. Very, very sweet potato waffles because I accidentally used a tablespoon for the sugar instead of a teaspoon. Yeah. So that's what we're doing this morning. We've got our wet ingredients and we're just about to fold in our dry ingredients. I think I usually do this the other way where I put in I do it the other way around, where I pour in the wet ingredients into the dry. Nah, we'll just stick it all in. Yeah, how's things going for you, Cookie? Is it Tuesday for you? Or is it Wednesday, like it is here? I love the smell of vanilla essence. Oh, you just got back from the movies. Lovely, what'd you see? What is in the movies at the moment? I saw an ad for, I think is it called The Lost City? That one looks so good. I really want to see that one. Also, I'm a little concerned that this does not have enough dry ingredients. Look how lumpy it is. This is not the consistency that I had last time. I think also because last time I didn't use eggs, I just used sweet potato. I just used extra sweet potato in place of eggs. It's Tuesday night, 9:15. Oh yeah. Oh, Jurassic World. I need to see that. How was it? Did you enjoy it? I don't think I've seen anything about that. I saw the previews, but I haven't seen any reviews or anything, which is good. I don't like seeing reviews before I see a movie. I like hearing people's opinions, but I don't like seeing like Rotten Tomatoes or like, I don't know, Review Critic and things like that. Oh, and it was good. Yes, I love Chris Pratt. Chris Pratt is just so funny. I think my favorite role that he's been in, maybe Guardians of the Galaxy or Community. No, why am I saying, what? Parks and Recreation, why did I say Community? That was a restaurant that Josh and I went to recently called Community. No, it was Parks and Recreation, where he played the character Andy Dwyer. I think that's probably my favorite character that Chris Pratt has ever played. He's just so goofy and lovable. I feel like this is extremely wet. Look at that. I feel like I should put more flour in, but that's not what the recipe said. And I did tweak my recipe that I created with one that I found on the internet. And I do remember thinking that seems like that's gonna be a lot of wet ingredients compared to dry ingredients. And I'm just kind of smushing the flour at the sides. Hopefully it's not a fail. If for whatever reason it is, we'll just chuck more sweet potato in and flour, and that'll save it. Alright, let's go. I think that's enough mixing. Let's see if we have coconut oil. We do, right at the back there. Look how big this jar is. I think we're just doing everything in big sizes today. Look how big that is. It was the most cost effective. Oh, you haven't seen Parks and Rec? You definitely should. Once you get through the first season you're like, what is this show? It's quirky and it's weird. But then once you get past the first season, I don't think I've met anyone who doesn't like Parks and Recreation. It's like really, really addictive, and I love all the characters. It's just like, it's about these council workers that work in the Parks and Recreation department, and just their struggle with like everyday council life, and they get up to crazy antics. And Andy is definitely like the fun, lovable one that does like wheelie chair races through the office halls and fun things like that. Pastry brush, that's what I'm looking for. Yup. Oh, and same for you, IMGP, you haven't seen it? Yeah. I'm not sure what streaming service it's on. I feel like they're constantly changing who gets the rights for things. Like Josh and I were gonna watch How I Met Your Mother for like the 30th time the other night, and went on to Netflix and it wasn't there. And then last night I was on Stan. Josh is on Stan, by the way. See that Stan now has the rights for How I Met Your Mother. So they're just all changing it around all the time. I think so then you have multiple different streaming services. But yes, I'm not sure. And I think it's also different, it is definitely different for the US compared to Australia. So if I tell you Parks and Recreation is on Stan, it might not be for you Americans. Okay, that's one hot awful iron. put it on a board just to be safe. I'm trying to think how to best do this. I've only used this waffle iron once before. Just have Addie's hair floating around in the air. That's great. Oh, we realized why she's shedding so much. Ah, spread it around. She's shedding so much because it's winter, and I was like, what are you doing, Addie? You're gonna be cold. That was way too much oil. That was hard. And it turns out dogs have 2 winter coats. Well, golden retrievers at least do. So she is shedding her first little winter coat to make way for her second, bigger, fluffier winter coat. So I can't even imagine how much hair she's gonna have then. It's gonna be crazy. Oh, and don't forget the top. That's what I did last time. I forgot to put olive oil on the top. And this is just so it doesn't stick. I feel like it might. We'll see how this first batch goes, but I'm a little, I don't know, skeptical, I think. Which is fine. That's all the fun of cooking, is you can tweak things if they don't work out. Sorry, I just smacked the other camera there, and I'm just checking if nope, I didn't hit it with the oil, which is always good. I would like spinning across a hall in an office chair. I'd be lying if I said I haven't done that before in the office. Yes, not the last place I worked, but the place before. There were some fun antics in the office. Very fun antics. And the beauty of a glass bowl is you can just double check and see if there's any like bits of flour that haven't combined in. It just seems too runny. Oh well, we're doing it. We're doing it. I think the easiest way, maybe we'll just use a measuring cup to pour it in. Wish us luck. Also, what setting is this on? I just realized I didn't even check the settings. I just turned it on. No, it's hot there. Down you get. And I just move this forward a little bit more. And I'll stand in front of it, I think. I was doing the shot, but no jumping up with the waffle iron, Addie. I need to work quicker. Oh, that was a bit lumpy there. Oh no, that's the flour. I need to mix this better. Yup. I'm wondering if maybe, should I put it in a blender? I don't want to over mix it, but it is a waffle, so I feel like it won't really matter too much. And it is self-raising flour. Oh well, we're doing it. Oh, you know what I didn't, we're not gonna clear it. Just realized we weren't gonna clear it. Well, let's see how that goes. We'll just work on mixing this in better. Oh, and you know what we do need to do? We need to start cooking our berries. see what berries we actually have. I know we have blueberries. Maybe we should cook them in coconut oil. Yep, I think that sounds good. Let's do a little bit of coconut oil in the pan. And I might even put a timer on so I don't forget about the waffles. We'll see what it's like in 5 minutes, but that is already making scary noises. I feel like I need to move the camera. The steam's just like, it's smacking you guys in the face. And steamy. I thought it would be with that amount of liquid. Kind of want to check it. How are you going? Oh, they're puffing up well. I feel like I need it. I'm gonna rearrange the camera so you don't get maced with this smoke. And we turn, oh look, we can turn. Yeah, I'll put you, oh wait, you're gonna be crooked now, aren't you? That's disconcerting. I'm getting used to this tripod arm. Maybe, okay, you're a bit further away now. Well, you can see the smoke. You wanna see what I just saw? Look, they look like waffles. I could have put more in. I do not think they'll need 5 minutes though. I honestly think 2 or 3 minutes and they'll be cooked. Right, onto the berries. Oh, we have blueberries and raspberries. And it'll be a really simple mix of just berries and water and maybe a little bit of sugar. Oh wow, so flour just went up by about 30% here. Second increase for this year. That's ridiculous. 30% of flour. Oh. And it's such a staple as well. Like what do you do if you can't afford flour? That's crazy. Yeah, we've had lots of price increases, crazy amounts of price hikes here as well, which has not been good. Yeah, prices are getting insane. Yeah, seems like it's across the board, which just does not make it any better, obviously. But yeah, I'm hearing that a lot. Reading lots of articles saying price increases are just going through the roof. Specifically for food and rent. So, you know, just basic things to live. And survive. Yeah, it's frustrating. Josh and I are going to be growing our own veggies, which is very exciting. And even if you have like a really small little area, like a little balcony, I've been watching heaps of YouTube videos lately on how you can increase your like self-sustainability with just growing even a handful of, well, not a handful, a few bits and pieces every season. So there's quite a few good YouTube videos on even just like, yeah, rooftop balconies, yes, but like little apartment balconies. There's this one, I think her YouTube name is her 86 square meters, maybe. Yeah, yeah, and she just started gardening on her balcony, and it's really cool to see. And now she saves heaps of money, just like tomatoes and zucchinis and things like that. And there was another lady that I saw, and from her home garden, and she's even got a smaller block than Josh and I have, and we don't have a big lot at all. She now supplements 80% of her food, her and her family's food, from what she grows in her garden, which is really cool. Yeah, I wish the wages could go up as fast. Yeah, yep. That would be nice if if wages could also go up with all these price increases. Feeling ya. Well, that's too hot. You know what it is? It's because I put it on the biggest element. On the lowest heat, mind you, but the biggest element. I'll just put some water in that. Let's cool it down a bit more. Excuse me, Addie. Okay, we are gonna use the smallest element, not the biggest one. I don't know, I just always like using the biggest one. Let's check these waffles. I think they might be done now. Ooh, they look good. Just started crisping up. I really hope they come out easily. Oh, oh my goodness, look how easily that came out. There's our first waffle. It's not the prettiest. Neither is this one. But, oh my goodness, look how easily that came out. Okay, and I've seen if you put them straight onto a wire rack, that's the best. So let's get one of those out, because we don't want them to sweat. I'm watching you, Ellie. I'm watching you. Don't you dare jump. She was so good with not getting on the countertop until I started doing Twitch streams. And now she just thinks she owns the place. Okay, there's our first round of waffles. There we go. Sorry I had to change around the camera angle, but yeah, the steam is going right in the camera lens, which probably isn't ideal. Oh, they smell so good. They definitely smell sweet. They smell different to the savory ones that I made, which makes sense because we accidentally used a tablespoon for the sugar instead of a teaspoon, so that'll make a difference. Waffles looking good, thank you. They smell good. I'll see if we can. You're up higher now, so maybe that'll be better. You're crooked, but the camera's warm. Let's see how that goes. All right, that's the raspberries. Okay. It's in a giant brick. These raspberries probably need to be thrown out. They've been in the freezer for how long? I think we got these when we moved in, so it's about a year. How long do they usually last in the freezer? Well, the berries say 14th of October 2022, and the raspberries don't have a date on them because I pulled it out of the package, so. I'm gonna do more raspberries and blueberries. That is on the lowest heat. It makes such a difference, actually, having it on the lowest heat on the smallest one compared to the biggest one. Just realized I haven't put any of these things away back in the fridge, so we're doing that now. Like the butter and the almond milk. Okay, where did I put the oil? Where did I put it? Did I put it away? Why would I do that? We're not just making 4 waffles. Look how much batter we have. Oh my goodness. Look at how much batter we have. And we've only made 4. Maybe I shouldn't have doubled it. Let's see if we can get better with putting this oil on, but nope, it's jerky. So I'm thinking we're gonna have obviously the berry mix. I think it's called compote. If only I could smell the smells my screen right now. Yes, it smells good, and I love the smell of coconut oil. So this was a good new addition. And I'm glad the mix actually worked out. So my instincts were telling me that it was too runny, but I think that's, yeah, like lots of structural integrity, like a waffle should, to hold all the different toppings. I'll eat some in a little bit and see how sweet it is without anything on there. Okay, so we'll use a little more mix this time. And this is a half cup, by the way. Smell-o-vision activated. Yes, if only. How good would that be? You probably wouldn't be able to drag me away from the computer screen though when I'm watching like other people's cooking. I'd just be there all day. You got a random bit of sweet potato in that section there. I clearly didn't mash as well as I should have. Now let's see if it steams up as much as last time. Oh, it's 11:11. It's 11:11. Happens every time I look at the clock, I swear. We have a stretch redeem. Thank you very much for the stretch redeem. Addie gets very excited when I start stretching. She's like, what are you doing with your arms, Mom? You gonna come suss out what I'm doing? I'm stretching, Addie. Thank you very much for redeeming. Chop, 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 chop. The waffle iron. I think it's fine on the sides, but I just don't. Oh yeah, I can touch it. It's okay. I'm less scared now. Don't want you to burn yourself, Addie. I mentioned it last stream, but I have a friend who has 2 doggos, they're beautiful. And every time she cooks in the kitchen, her dog just wants to be right up in her grill, just the whole time. Even when she pulls down the oven door, and she was cooking something particularly yummy and opened the oven door, and her dog like stuck its tongue on the door, and she heard the like as it burnt their tongue. So yeah, if you're cooking, watch out for your doggos, especially when you're opening the oven door. Addie's pretty good because she knows the word excuse, well, she knows the words excuse me. So if I say excuse me, then she just gets out of the way, which is really good. Which is just definitely a skill she needs for when I'm in the kitchen. Anyone know the Betty Botter tongue twister? No, I do not know that. What is it? I probably won't be able to say it. I'm not very good at tongue twisters. I am not good at tongue twisters. Oh my god, the steam. It is just steam though, it's just because it's super hot. Oh, it's almost coming out the sides. I might have put a little too much mixture in this time because I can see it poking out the side of the waffle machine. It's alright, we'll dial it in. Yeah, interesting, that's not even bubbling. Note to self, use the small element always if you want to control the heat. So I've just got a handful of blueberries and like a handful and a half of raspberries, just frozen ones, because they are far cheaper than fresh ones. Eventually we'll grow our own, but for now, frozen's definitely, well, I think we'll probably still get frozen ones anyway, even when we do start growing our own, because they're good for things like this. So we've got blueberries, raspberries, and a bit of water. Just need to wait for this giant block of raspberries to cook down. It's very icy. I feel like maybe I didn't seal that raspberry bag very well. So we've got that, and I'm thinking it might even be fun to put some maple syrup in there. I thought about that when you said how much butter you had. Too long to type, but you can Google it if you want, then you have time. I'd probably embarrass myself on stream by very much not being able to say it. But I will Google it. Probably won't say it on stream though. Has this never been opened before, has it? Nope, it has. I just need to... Nope, maybe it hasn't. What? I just hadn't opened it properly. So I'm putting in some maple syrup. I do find that frozen raspberries can be quite tart. So maybe instead of sugar, we'll just put in that maple syrup and test it and see what it's like. Let's have a go at one of these waffles. That's so good. You know what? It is better with egg. The ones that I made at Christmas time didn't have egg, and these, I think these are excellent. They're less sweet potato-y than the Christmas ones though, but that's because I went nuts with the sweet potato. Ooh, those are like a different colour. It's weird, I put them on for 5 minutes just like the other ones, but I feel like maybe they need even a little bit longer. Or maybe I just touch, oh no, they're fine. Well, they're good. Look at that. That's good, it didn't really get over the side too much, it just got right to the edge. Yes, I really like this recipe. It's better than the random crazy amount of sweet potato that I did. Instead of eggs, I just used extra sweet potatoes, and I do think it was maybe I think maybe it was a little too much. But maybe it's because we had, Josh and I in the space of a month had as many sweet potato waffles as a party of like 15 people would have. So maybe that was it. Oh, this is so good. And I really, really like it with the coconut oil. I think that was the best decision. Looks fantastic. Thank you. It does. It's working out much better than I thought. And like I said, I did have a look around on the internet to see the different ratios that other people were using for theirs, and just slightly tweaked mine and actually used eggs this time. So I probably should have been more confident in my mixture, but oh well, now we know. Okay, that second batch I think came out a lot better. The first was maybe a little thin. Don't mind me eating breakfast. Okay, I think it's probably as much coconut oil as we'll need for the whole rest of the batter, so I might just pull that and then we can put this away so I don't keep dipping in the spoon. So I don't contaminate anything. My raspberry block has almost separated. I really like the combination of something very, very sweet like maple syrup or golden syrup. We have golden syrup. That'd probably be too much though. And then like the sometimes sourness of raspberries. I think we might just use a little less oil because they're really, really not sticking. If we could use less oil, that'd be great, because we still have heaps to make. And this will be breakfast. And then we'll keep some just in the fridge ready to go for the next, I don't know, maybe 2 days. And then we'll freeze the rest of them. I feel like this is what takes the longest time, is preparing the waffle iron before you put on a whole stack so they don't get stuck. Also, I do love the combination of like savory and sweet breakfast. So one of our most favorite breakfasts for Josh and I is a savory breakfast donut, which I have talked about before because I'm obsessed and I would have it every day if I could. And that's got a donut as the bun, but not glazed or anything, not with any sweet covering. And then in the middle is just like what you would put on a regular burger. So it's got like bacon, hash brown, tomato relish. Oh, but yeah, it's incredible. What house do waffles belong in? What house? I'm not sure what you mean by house, but they're a breakfast food? I don't know, what house? What house? I'm not sure. Josh, do you have any more insight? Or Cookie, what do you mean by what house? What Hogwarts house? I would say Gryffindor. Oh, it was a joke. Waffle pup. That's a good one. That is a good one. I was so confused. I didn't realize it was a joke. I thought you meant like in cooking in general, like where do they sit? In terms of like cuisine. Which, by the way, they're American. That's what the internet kept on telling me, is like, this is an American food. Waffle puff, that's so good. I like how my mind did go to Harry Potter when you said house though. That was my first thought. Did you know that one already, or did you type in to Google like waffle jokes? Oh goodness, it's so good. I have my whole mouth full and I'm just cramming in more. It's amazing. And I will definitely make sure to put the full recipe up on my Instagram. Not just the ingredients, but I'll put up the quantities, because this one, I think you gotta get the quantities right. And I was skeptical, but it's good to know that this is the correct quantities. And they're nice and fluffy in the middle. Josh is gonna eat great. He always does. I'm surprised he hasn't popped his head out. I just realized we didn't even put the timer on for this batch. Ooh, that's very steamy. Okay, no, I need a little bit longer. I'm the punster. I came up with that on the spot. You are the punster. Hence the name. Wow, yep. If you hadn't already, you definitely earned the name just then. That was such a good joke. Waffle puff. I feel like these have been cooking for about 10 minutes. It's been about 10 minutes. And they haven't even bubbled or anything. I might just turn them up a little bit, because we do want to cook down that water, because we doused it with water when we heard it sizzling away on the bigger element. I might start divvying up the sweet potato. I was thinking I would make sweet potato brownies, but I think we've got our work cut out for ourselves with making all of these waffles. So I think we will do that another day. We'll definitely keep all the sweet potato for then. And just so it defrosts easier, I always just put it in a Tupperware, but not in one giant block. I always kind of like I form it into little easy options that we can just scoop out. Because if it's in one giant thing, then that's too difficult. Okay, we've got it into 3 sections. And I'm gonna scrape down as much as I can so we don't clog up the dishwasher again. Because we've done that twice now. And both times actually it's been with red lentils. So they are tricky to clean. And there's our sweet potato. For now I'm just gonna put it in the fridge because maybe we'll make the brownies. I don't know, maybe I'll make them tomorrow. What is tomorrow? Thursday. But yes, for now that'll just be in the fridge and that can stay in there for a couple of days. Now I'm just gonna do a little bit of tidying while we're waiting for our things to cook. You seem like you're done. So our next round done. Nice sweet potato everywhere, by the way. And I feel like every time I'm using a different spoon. Oh no, they've joined. I was getting too good with the mix. I got this waffle iron from Amazon, by the way, and it's so good. I've never had any bit just stick to it, which I just find amazing. And there's our next one. Do you also have them with syrup or just plain? So I ate that whole one just plain because it was too good. But we do have some like berry syrup cooking over there. We've got some raspberries, blueberries, water, and maple syrup just bubbling away. And I'll see how sweet that is. Although I do actually like it when it's a bit sour because then we can just drizzle on some syrup. So yes, we'll definitely have these as sweet ones. But I was just thinking another one of our favorite breakfasts is called a Mexi waffle in a cafe near us, and they have like a sweet potato waffle, and it's like Mexican inspired, and it's got chipotle drizzled on the top of chorizo, corn, black beans, guacamole, little alfalfa sprouts. It's incredible. It's so good. I think that's probably my most favorite breakfast, followed by the savory breakfast donut that I was chatting about before. Ooh, and you know what? We could even put some powdered sugar on. I was just thinking, that doesn't look like, I don't know, the most aesthetic. I think particularly when blueberries cook down, they lose their color a little bit because their skin likes to come off. Raspberries all good though. Last time I just did it with raspberries when I made pancakes. But I think we will have the berries on top and then maple syrup drizzled over that, and then some powdered sugar if I have some. I hope I have some. But yes, this is a whole lot of sweet potato, so I am wondering if maybe we also make some savory ones. Obviously we've put the sugar in, but I do, like I said, like the savory and the sweet. So maybe we just go to the store and buy some more chorizo. If you missed it, my last stream I recreated my grandmother's chorizo pasta recipe, which was really cool. It wasn't 100% where I wanted it to be, but sadly we couldn't find her recipe in her many, many, many folders of handwritten recipes. It just wasn't there, so I think she just did it by feel every time. And my mum said that she would make the chorizo pasta dish when, like, if she was in a hurry and needed a quick dinner. So I think it was just one where she's like, oh, it's easy. You just cook up the pasta and cook up the chorizo and throw it together with a can of, well, I assume a can of diced tomatoes and coconut milk. I put way too much coconut oil on this. Oh well, maybe we won't have to do any next time. I think we might get another batch and a half out of this. Or maybe just, will this be the last one? Maybe. If it is, it means we can eat quicker. Not that I haven't already been snacking. Hi!
Hello.
Addie and Josh. Together again.
Hello.
Do you want a normal one?
Yes. Looks great. Very waffly.
Very waffly. The waffle iron paid off just for that very comment.
Yeah, excellent.
I think I'm just gonna overfill these ones because we won't get another batch out of this tiny little bit that we have left. So these will be the thickest ones we've made so far, but there's not enough to make a whole one out of them. Hopefully it doesn't spill over to the sides too much. Addie looks so offended. I can see her out the corner of my eye, watching Josh as he leaves. Like, oh, I thought we were coming out to get treats together. And that's the last batch. And we have so much coconut oil left over. I think we can actually even put that in the container because we did not use it. I thought we'd maybe make some more. Probably good though, we probably don't need that many sweet things. Ooh, that is bubbling away. I'll put the timer on for 5 minutes because I will forget about the last batch. And they've all worked out really well so far, so I don't want to burn the last one and ruin our streak. Good, they're cooking down quite a bit. Is there anything else we need from this section? If not, I'm gonna put it in the dishwasher. Hype, hype, hype. Are the waffles good, cool, and cold? Yes, they are. Josh and I, after our Christmas got cancelled, and we had to be in isolation for 2 weeks, like the morning of Christmas. No, Christmas Eve, wasn't it, Josh? It was Christmas Eve that we found out that we were close contacts, and that's when our state was very, very strict with it. They are not now. Yeah, we would just eat them. I was about to tuck into this one, but I won't. I'll wait. I will wait. Are you talking to me, Josh? I can hear you.
Oh, I didn't get Christmas Eve.
Yeah, Christmas Eve. Yep. Yep. So yeah, we would just pull them out of the fridge and eat them for a good snack. Also, making like miniature ones as a little snack, I feel would be really good. I've made ours obviously giant today, like as well. I feel like that's pretty big for a waffle. Is that pretty big? I don't know. I've seen little tiny ones that you can just pour over little spots of the waffle iron, and they look really cool. And that'd be a really nice snack. I don't know how we're already running out of dishes space. Such steam. I'll have to take a photo of that. It's really ridiculous. It looks like they're burning, but I promise you they're not. You can't really see from that angle, but I'll take a photo. I'll put it on the Instagram so you can see how much it's steamy, very steamy. So we'll keep this out. I find when I am streaming, I do get distracted when I'm packing away things, and the amount of times I pack away utensils that I still need to stir things. And then I just make way more dishes because I've accidentally put away the dishes that I needed. I think our berry solution is done. I just turned that off the heat. That'll be really hot, so I'm moving that back just in case Addie gets any ideas. And I'm going to clean up the bench top so then we can start plating up some of these waffles. Oh, and we'll see if we can find powdered sugar. I feel like that would just make it. Oh, they're squealing. Can you hear that? Sweet potatoes are squealing. Did you hear that too? Did you, Addie? Abby's trotting around, looking at every window as she walks past, stops and stares. We've had some crows lately. and they've been driving her nuts. She's been jumping up on the ottoman by the window and just staring at the crows. Addie and birds. It's funny, whenever I'm talking about her and she hears her name, she like instantly stops what she's doing and looks over at me like, what? You said my name. Yay, that's our last batch. Oh, you know what I did? I put away that spoon. Just as I was talking about, oh, maybe I won't do that this time. I did anyway. Oh my goodness, perfect. Can you hear that? Nice and crispy, but not too crispy. I'm still amazed at how nothing sticks to this waffle iron. I feel like non-stick things and I just don't have the best relationships, like pans and things. I always find they stick, but I guess this is only the second time I'm using it. But it feels like more than that because I feel like I spent a good 3 hours over Christmas time making all the waffles for the family, and they were gluten-free as well. Gluten-free, vegan. So even though it's only the second time, this waffle iron has probably made about, oh, how many waffles? Like 300 waffles? Well, there's all our waffles. It's alright, you're still a little crooked, aren't you? That's a bit better. So pretty. And I have got the best plate/bowls ever. I didn't even really know about them. I've always had plates and I've always had bowls, but I've never had a plate bowl. Or a plow, is that what it's called? It's like a plate, but then it slightly curves up at the edges, so it's really good for salads and literally everything, anything and everything. And good for sitting on the couch, watching TV and eating, because the amount of times when I've like made something with corn or something small that just kind of like pings across your plate and then falls on the couch. It doesn't happen anymore when we use these. So I think it's time to construct one. I might pick this one. Still very, very warm. And berries. Might just spoon it out, I think. Also, I'm not left-handed, so I don't know why I'm attempting to do that left-handed. Yum. And then some maple syrup. Oh, it looks so pretty. And then that's what we were gonna do. We were gonna look for some powdered sugar. We have icing sugar and caster sugar. Probably not caster sugar. That'll be too sweet. Maybe icing sugar? Also, is icing sugar the same as powdered sugar? I don't know. I feel like it's got a very similar consistency. Maybe it's just a different name for it. Ugh. Well, it always happens with icing sugar. I always get it everywhere. And I packed this down. I haven't actually used, I never use icing sugar, ever. I don't really make cakes. I should. And I wanted it to fit in this little container. It's got one of those chalk board like stickers on it, so I can change out what's on there and put the date of things. I use them on literally every container that I have in the house. But yes, I'll just loosen this up a bit because I packed it in. So that's when I was a bit tight on containers in the house because we had just moved, and yeah, I didn't have nearly as many containers as I needed for foods and things. You know what? I think there might be a difference between icing sugar and powdered sugar. There we go. I kind of soaked into the maple syrup, but I'm not complaining. There we go. There's our sweet potato waffle. Super sweet edition, because we used a tablespoon instead of a teaspoon, but I might actually just continue that because the actual waffle itself is quite sweet, which I'm not used to. And we've got maple syrup drizzled over some blueberry raspberry mix, and then our icing sugar. I'm so keen to eat this. I should definitely take a photo beforehand because it's pretty. And then you can see how I take photos for Instagram, which I haven't done before. I haven't taken of perfection. Thank you. Thank you, OMG Pete. OMG Pete-fection. Did that almost work? Your perfection. Yeah, I think that'll work. Usually I try and put some sort of like floral or greenery in there, but I think for today I'll put the whole stack of our sweet potato waffles in, and that can be the accent. So I'm gonna take a photo, but the waffle iron is in the way, so I'll just move that. Oh my goodness, it's heavy. On this heavy chopping board it is, at least. There's so many sweet potato waffles that barely fits into in the shot. And I might just turn the light up because I feel like you could see the shadows of my arms, which that's why we have a ring light, because the amount of times I make things at night time and then want to take a photo. This way? This way, there we go. And that's a surprise. It'll go. Oh, yeah, now I can see it much better. That was on the lowest setting, Josh. That was on the lowest setting. Blowing it out a bit, yeah. I guess it depends on what the clouds are doing. We have a kitchen window right there, and then our big glass doors right there, so the lighting just really depends on what the sun's doing, what the clouds are doing. I can almost get the whole shot in. But you guys are in the way. I'll move you up. There we go. And then I need to stay on my tippy toes. That's better. So pretty. I feel like maybe we need a little more icing sugar so it's soaked in. It's soaked into our maple syrup. I was going to say golden syrup, but we didn't use that today. Oh, redeemed Guide the Raid. Thank you so much for using, well, that's the first time we have had a redemption for Guide the Raid. So, Josh, we've got yep, cool. I can see Josh is remoting into the computer and he's typing in. Thank you so much for the recommendation. That helps so much, by the way, because it's always tricky to find someone to raid, especially in the food and drink category, because there's less of us. Okay, we did it. We got a photo. And it's pretty, so I will... Did I turn it around the wrong way? I did. My camera is so annoying like that. It likes rotating. We'll take one more and then we will do a raid. There we go. There is the photo, ready to go up onto Instagram. Thank you so much for being here. I had heaps of fun. We've got loads of waffles. We'll probably eat about 2. We'll try and just eat 2 for breakfast. It is still breakfast time, which is excellent. Thanks so much for being here. I hope you have a lovely Tuesday night / Wednesday morning, depending where you are in the world. Oh, bakery worker, waffles done. Got the end of this. That's all good. Thank you so much for rocking up. Yes, we made heaps of waffles and we have way too much sweet potato left in the fridge. So I probably will make some sweet potato brownies maybe tomorrow. I might do a extra stream tomorrow. Now that I've talked about sweet potato brownies too much on this stream, I feel like I need to make them. So I might be back tomorrow at probably 10 AM. So yeah, if you're free then, I would love to see you. And we are going to raid Miss Molly Makes. I love that name. I love the alliteration of it, Miss Molly Makes. So thank you very much for being here and I might see you tomorrow. We are doing a raid. Josh, do I do it?
Oh yeah, you press it.
I press. Yep, okay, we did it. Still tweaking who does what. Still in the countdown. Oh, thank you so much, OMG Pete, for being here. Special shout out for OMG Pete for being the first one here this morning before I even popped on. It was great to see you type it in chat, and you always bring a smile to my face. So I hope you have a lovely day and let's go into a raid. Bye.